the life expectancy of people has gone up fundamentally lately. In any case, the gamble of unexpected passing is something generally present. What's more, by and large, untimely death toll has a profound effect, yet additionally makes a monetary effect on a family. This is more genuine assuming that the departed ends up being the provider. Here's where an extra security strategy can prove to be useful. It can assist with reducing the monetary effect emerging out of the demise of the policyholder through a compensation out known as death benefit. Also, there are numerous different elements of life coverage too. Continue to peruse to find out. What is extra security? An extra security strategy is essentially an understanding between an individual and a protection specialist co-op. As indicated by this agreement, the protection supplier is committed to pay a specific foreordained amount of cash upon the downfall of the person. This aggregate is paid to the said person's candidate. As a trade-off for this life cover, the individual is expected to intermittently pay a specific amount of cash, known as expenses, to the backup plan. Elements of disaster protection plans. Now that you've found out about a disaster protection strategy, now is the right time to investigate the many highlights of life coverage. 1. Given for the sake of the policyholder. One of the essential highlights of life coverage plans is that it is given exclusively for the sake of the policyholder. A policyholder is essentially the person who buys a disaster protection strategy and pays the imperative charges. By and large, for an ordinary extra security plan, there will in general be only one policyholder. All things considered, that is not generally the situation. A few plans, similar to a joint extra security plan, permit you to have more than one policyholder. 2. Adaptable premium installments. As you've proactively seen above, to have the option to partake in a day-to-day existence cover, you're expected to pay charges to the protection specialist organization. You can likewise pick the recurrence of premium installments that you wish to make. For example, you can decide to pay the expenses for your life coverage strategy as a single amount sum. Or on the other hand, you could decide to pay them at occasional spans, like month to month, quarterly, half-yearly, or yearly. 3. Adjustable residency. At the point when you buy a disaster protection strategy, you're expected to pick the residency of the arrangement. The strategy offers insurance just for the rest of the chose residency, which is known as the approach term. The existence cover is just substantial during this residency. This residency can be redone as indicated by your necessities and prerequisites. For example, you can essentially pick a residency of 20 years on the off chance that you require life coverage inclusion for the following 20 years. There are additionally some extra security designs that offer you entire life inclusion, implying that they are substantial till you achieve 99 or 100 years old. This changes starting with one arrangement, then on to the next. 4. Adaptable aggregate guaranteed. The total guaranteed part of a disaster protection plan is the compensation out that your chosen one gets from the protection specialist co-op in case of your downfall. Very much like the residency of a life coverage plan, you can likewise redo the total guaranteed while buying this strategy. All things considered, here's something that you want to be aware. The top notch that you're expected to pay for a disaster protection strategy relies upon the aggregate guaranteed sum that you pick. Thus, for instance, the expense for an extra security plan with 1 rupee crore as the aggregate guaranteed is probably going to convey a higher premium than a comparable arrangement with just 50 rupees lakhs as the aggregate guaranteed. 5. Payout on death or on development. Another of the significant highlights of disaster protection is that the Protection Specialist Co-op pays out the total guaranteed exclusively under one of two episodes upon the passing of the policyholder or upon the development of the life coverage plan. For unadulterated term protection plans, payouts are just made on death. At the point when the backup plan pays out the aggregate guarantee to the chosen one in case of the policyholder's demise, the compensation out is named as death benefit. Essentially, when the compensation out is made to the actual policyholder on development of the strategy, it is named as development benefit. 6. Capacity to dole out chosen people. Chosen people are the people who are qualified for get the total guaranteed in case of the policyholder's downfall. Chosen people normally should be doled out at the hour of acquisition of a life coverage strategy itself. Nonetheless, you can likewise decide to relegate them at a later point too. That is not all. You can likewise decide to switch your chosen people anytime during the residency of your extra security plan. 7. Highlights a speculation part. Not all disaster protection strategies stick to simply giving a daily existence cover. Unit-connected protection plans, ULPs, and reserve funds designs likewise accompany a speculation part well beyond a day-to-day existence cover. This element guarantees that you get benefits that are paid out to you on development. Key benefits of extra security approaches. Now that you've seen the highlights, we should rapidly investigate a portion of the advantages of life coverage plans. Personal expense allowances of up to 1.5 rupees lakh under Segment 80C of the Personal Duty Act, 1961, likely to arrangements expressed in that. Tax-exempt demise advantage and development benefit payouts under Area 10(10)(d) of the Annual Duty Act, 1961, liable to arrangements expressed in that. Capacity to upgrade the life coverage inclusion using numerous riders at ostensible additional expense. Choice and potential to procure better yield through market-connected interests in ULPs. To sum it up, because of the many highlights and advantages of life coverage available to you, putting resources into a life coverage plan is one of the drives you can take to get your life objectives monetarily. Before you buy an extra security plan, ensure you look at the highlights offered, so you can redo the arrangement to the best of your requirements.